strange is going on in Hamilton, Alabama. On April 7th, Hamilton City Council enforced a policy now requiring individuals to file a formal request for any public records they might want to obtain. Public records are public court records. This includes charges, enforcing the law, and final decisions made by judges and juries. These documents are public. It is easy to search things online, and in most states, it is free to search these and free to obtain these. Some states do have small fees. In his own words, they're going to charge $30 an hour. This is kind of crazy considering that these requests are public and we can search them ourselves for free. All public records are not public right now in Hamilton. Things that we were able to look up before we cannot. There's another thing that's going on in Hamilton. A big ministry there called the Ramp. Many people are believing that it's a cult because hundreds have come forward with allegations of abuse. The reason I'm involved is because I used to be in a cult, and the leaders of that cult are now at the Ramp in Hamilton. With these allegations, there has also been a lot of talk of possible connections to big wigs in the town, so politicians, lawyers, judges, etc. Very suspicious that this is being passed in the midst of all of this abuse, which started being exposed in January. This was passed just recently on April 7th. So now making it harder for people to find things that have gone on in Hamilton. Charging $30 an hour, which is more than some people make in an hour. In addition, you're having to pay for the pages. All for things that are supposed to be public records. Why does it matter, you ask? Well, that's an important question. If you Google why public records are important, it's basically talking about transparency. We should be allowed to see how the laws are being enforced and who it's being enforced on, as well as knowing the story of what went on, because sometimes we must hold others accountable. Not only that, but it helps educate the public about laws and precedences and things to look out for. Not only that, but you could look up people that you potentially know to make sure that they don't have charges. If they do have charges, you could look it up to see what actually happened. It could actually keep all of us a lot safer. That's why it really bothers me, because this is really strange that they would want to keep this from the public. So just one more screenshot of, some of the things that Google says that this is important for, all the things that you would assume. That's what the mayor has to say about it. We'd like to adopt this policy tonight to cover requests for public information and research. It takes a lot of time to search these old, minute books or go back with public information like that. That's confusing because my friend Jenny has gotten a lot of hers online. I mean, again, this could be for very specific cases, but this shouldn't apply to all public records. So here's where it gets suspicious. We'd like to know why the request is being made. Sometimes it's obvious, at other times it's not. So we'd like an explanation. What I would like an explanation for is why that is important. If it's public record, it's public record. You need to gatekeep and say that you need to secure it. It's just very suspicious, especially considering everything that has gone on at the Ramp. If you'd like to know a little bit more an explanation of this policy and what's going on, I recommend you see Joey Treeb's original video on this. Jenny has also made a petition because she has a heart for these Hamilton residents who have suffered. The petition would ask them to revoke this decision. The city of Hamilton has dealt with the Ramp for a very long time. Some people feel like they've helped them and others feel like they've hurt them. Hear that there is a differential in power as well as wealth. Follow us for this ongoing story. You can follow my page if you want to know more about the cult I was in, and you can go to Jenny or Joey's page to hear more about their experiences as well.